The American Bar Association recommends a 5-step process that can greatly reduce the chances of financial fraud. Financial fraud affects not only law firms, but small businesses in any field. You don't have to look far to find examples of small businesses swindled out of millions. Remember, a mistake becomes fraud when there is an intent to deceive. Let's use an example of a bookkeeper who steals millions of dollars from a construction firm over a period of a year or two. How could that construction company have prevented this exposure to fraud? Often fraud occurs by a trusted member of the staff who has been with the company for years and who is given free rein and little scrutiny. The ABA recommends the more people who are involved in handling funds and financial records, the less likelihood that any one person can cause problems. Let's look at their recommended 5-step process. First, the person who opens the mail that contains client checks and payment for invoices should not have any responsibility for handling the firm's financial records. Second, the person who is given incoming funds when they are received should not be the same person who deposits those funds. Third, we need a third person who is not responsible for handling either the profit and loss financial records or the deposit of funds to reconcile the firm's bank accounts at least monthly, and ideally much more frequently if the firm uses online banking. Yet another person, preferably an accountant from an outside CPA firm, should review and audit all financial records quarterly. You want to create a safety valve by having more than one person trained and capable of doing each of these first 4 steps and switching off occasionally between those people so that different sets of hands and eyes come to bear on the financial process. The one ironclad rule for every person involved in this entire process is to make sure that every single person takes a vacation at least once a year. That is the ideal time for a different person trained at the same function to look at what has been done. Often the diligent workers who never take vacations are the ones who are afraid to do so for fear that their misconduct might come to light if they are not there to deflect scrutiny. Do you see any of these practices employed where you work? This type of system creates checks and balances, preventing any one person from having too much control over the company's finances.